go back to the first encounter that I had with Ida when I was working at the San Francisco Foundation as a funder. And this was 8 years ago? 9 years ago. And my program assistant said that there was a woman who wanted to come in to talk about starting a charter school. And the truth was that at that time, and perhaps still today, the San Francisco Foundation was not a real fan of charter schools for all of the reasons, all the bad things that you hear. That was the reason that they weren't a big fan of charter schools, and I wasn't a big fan. I had seen a lot of charter schools cause a lot of disruption, a lot of animosity, and I had seen them cream off the most well-to-do parents and pull them completely out of a school attendance area, and then do battle with various districts and spend a lot of money in court and with a lot of bad outcomes. And so I was not interested really in having this conversation. But the name Ida Oberman, I knew that I knew her from somewhere. And I took that first meeting at our offices in downtown San Francisco, and it took us about 15 minutes to figure out how we knew each other with all of the different people and curriculum and education and the Coalition for Essential Schools and all of these research buddies we had. And she had this amazing idea to start a Waldorf-inspired charter school. And I thought, dang, where's she gonna do that? Up in the Oakland Hills? And no, she wasn't gonna start it up in the Oakland Hills, and it wasn't gonna be private, it was gonna be down here. And I thought, man, she's not gonna be able to do that. Who's this tall, white European lady gonna bring her fancy Waldorf idea right down here? And I thought, and of course I didn't say that. I love you. But I thought, this is not gonna work. It's not gonna work. And she said, well, what should we, give me some advice. How do we get a grant from the San Francisco Foundation? I said, well, first of all, you have to canvass the community. You have to go out, you have to do a mile radius around your school, maybe 2 miles. And those kids, those are your first kids. Because the problem with charter schools is you got to have a personal agent to get you into a good charter school. She goes, well, that's not going to be true for my school. So I thought, okay, well, she's not going to be able to do that. I said, well, in order to do that, you're going to have to get the partnership of some amazing community-based organizations, like OCO, and people who can speak a variety of languages and really know the community, to build trust and to make sure that people know that you're serious about this. You're not going to open this year and close next year. And I thought, she's not going to be able to do that. And she did it. She went out there and met people. I said, Ida, also, to gain the trust of many people who are suspicious of school and other public institutions for a variety of reasons, you're going to need to visit several key communities of faith and talk to the pastors and the ministers and the congregations to build trust in that area too. I thought, she's not going to do it. She did it. And then I said, you're going to have speak multiple languages, and you're going to have very, very inspired leadership to hold this together. You're going to have teachers that are at the same time enlightened and so culturally grounded that they're not going to blink no matter what kind of problems or issues the children in the family bring to them. I thought, man, that's going to be tough. But she found it. She found it. And I said, and after all of that, you're going to have to be able to put systems in place that you can measure, you can quantify your results. You're going to have to be able to achieve improved attendance, improved grade point averages, improved third grade reading scores, matriculation on into middle school, all of that. And it's going to have to be impressive because funders don't need another charter school opening up. And you know what? She said, I realized that. And she had a strong background in evaluation. And so, over the course of, what was your planning time? 2 years? Almost 2 years? and a battle with OUSD, and you know, they're one of my strongest partners now, but OUSD was going through a moratorium on charter schools. You could have had the most perfect charter school in the nation, and I think you probably did, and they were not going to approve it in that year. But they went to the smart county office of education. Yes, you got it. Charter. So, you know, so why make Ida and everybody jump through all these hoops? Because I knew, and many people know, that whether you're talking about the Waldorf model, or if you're talking about Montessori, or Reggio Emilia, or any of these amazing education models, they were created by smart people who realized that with certain approaches, you can teach any child, and they can be excited about education. And those models got hijacked by the elites and turned into expensive private schools, and the general public didn't get an opportunity to participate until you do something like this. And you know, I've seen community schools all over this nation. I'm actually the chair of the National Coalition for Community Schools. And I visited community schools in probably 30 states. And I have to tell you, you have a jewel here. You have done an amazing, amazing work with hope and faith and a lot of hard work and a lot of belief in the learning power of children and the hope and enthusiasm and the lifelong learning power of their dedicated parents. So I gotta tell you, Ida and CSCE and all the friends and family and partners, I will be a forever fan. Congratulations on year 6. Congratulations on year 6. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.